For our last story tonight, let's go back to the year 1985. A young Japanese woman, Mitsuko Tottori, joined her country's national carrier, Japan Airlines. She began her career as a 20-year-old flight attendant. 4 months later, the airline suffered its deadliest disaster. Its plane crashed into a mountain. More than 500 people were killed. The crash and its aftermath left an indelible mark on Japan, the airlines, and Tottori. Japan Airlines has come a long way since. 1985 shaped its safety culture. It is regularly named as one of the world's safest airlines, but this month it saw another incident, another accident. Its airplane crashed with the Coast Guard's much smaller plane. Both aircraft were engulfed in flames. 5 people lost their lives. The incident was shocking and questions were raised. Now, Japan Airlines has taken a big step. It has rejigged the top brass. And guess who is now in charge? A 59-year-old Mitsuko Tottori, the same flight attendant who joined the company some 4 decades ago. Back then, she was part of the cabin crew, but she worked her way up, held many frontline roles before becoming the director of cabin crew in 2015, and today she is the top boss. This is a big deal for a number of reasons. For starters, Tottori is the first woman president of Japan Airlines. This is a rare appointment for the national carrier, or any major Japanese firm for that matter. This country has a vast gender gap at work. Women hold about 13% of management positions in Japan, the lowest among members of the OECD. OECD is the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. It's a club of rich, developed countries mostly. It has 38 member countries. And Japan has the worst gender gap. It has a terrible gender pay gap too, meaning the difference in pay for men and women for the same work. In Japan, it is almost double the average of OECD. And the worst among the group of 7 nations, the G7, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States. So Japan is facing increasing pressure to boost gender diversity at work. Businesses have been urged to appoint at least 1 woman as an executive by 2025. Special focus is on major businesses. The government wants 1/3 of their leadership positions to be held by women by 2030, which is a big ask, especially as the government already had the same goal. They were supposed to do this by 2020, and they failed. But as they say, every drop counts, and Japan needs all of them. Tottori knows this. The symbolism of becoming a major company's first female leader is not lost on her. She has promised to serve as a role model.
There are female employees who are struggling with their career or going through life events. I hope I can give them the courage or push them to take the next step.
But it's not just Japan that needs this, it is the world. Only a few major airlines the world over have women in senior leadership positions. Sure, there has been progress. According to 2022 data, of the top 100 airlines, 12 had women heads. That is up from 6 a year earlier, so progress, yes. But the examples are few and far between. 12 out of 100 is pathetic. So Tottori's appointment is an anomaly. We say congratulations to her. She has already won. But if you ask her, the game has just begun. A big task lies ahead of Mitsuko Tottori. After the January accident, the airline is facing its biggest PR crisis in decades. During the 1985 accident, Tottori was green. She saw the toll that a lapse in safety takes. And she says the trauma has stayed with her. But now she has climbed up the ranks. And how? Today, she is the one in charge. Her mission is to not let history repeat itself. If Tottori is successful, she will indeed be a role model in more ways than one.